Good morning, dear students. Now today we will discuss the structure of atom. Right? First content of this unit is discovery of fundamental particles. Atom is divided into three fundamental particles which are known as electron, proton and neutron. Now children, discovery of fundamental particles. Who discovered electron and how? Who discovered proton and how? Who discovered neutron and by which experiment? So first of all I am starting first fundamental particle which is electron. Right? The study of electron or discovery of electron is based on cathode ray experiment. Right? And what is cathode ray experiment? Who performed this experiment? J.J. Thomson. So this experiment is also known as J.J. Thomson experiment. For cathode rays experiment, what is required? Discharge tube. Right? First requirement is discharge tube. Discharge tube where high potential is applied. And what is the value of required potential, which is 10,000 volt. Now second requirement for this experiment is very low pressure. Right? When gas which is present in this discharge tube is evacuated, it means extra amount of gas is removed with the help of this vacuum pump. Right? Then less amount of gas is left between two electrodes at which pressure of 10 raised to power minus 2 atmosphere. Unit of pressure is atmosphere. And when these two electrodes are connected with the source of high voltage and opposite screen of discharge tube is coated by this fluorescent material which is a zinc sulfide, because zinc sulfide shows fluorescence. Right? When fast moving rays or beam strike with this screen, then what happens? It shows fluorescence. So what is the first step of this experiment? Connection is done, high voltage is supplied. Then what happens, children? Some rays travel from cathode. This is negatively charged plate which is cathode, and this is positively charged plate which is anode. This electrode acts as anode. Right? Then what happens? Some rays arise from cathode and travel towards anode. Right? And then what happens when rays penetrate this anode? They show fluorescence on this screen which is made by zinc sulfide. Okay? So rays which arise from cathode are known as cathode rays. And who named the cathode rays? J.J. Thomson. Now, properties of cathode rays. Which common properties are shown by cathode rays? First, cathode rays travel in a straight line. Right? This arrow is showing direction of movement of cathode rays from one electrode to another electrode. Always travel in a straight line. Direction of movement is always linear. Second, you know children, this is connected with positive plate of this battery. It means cathode rays are negatively charged. Negatively charged. Always negative particle is attracted by negative positive particle. Next, cathode rays travel with fast speed. Velocity is very high. Right? Next important property, when cathode rays strike with hard surface, and this hard surface is made by heavy metal like tungsten, they produce some unknown rays which are known as X-rays. right? This initial beam, this incident beam is showing this one is single beam of cathode ray, right? When it strikes with this hard surface, they produce some unknown rays which are known as X-rays. So they produce, I am writing in short only keyword, they produce X-rays, right? They show penetrating effect. When cathode rays are allowed to pass through metallic surface, they show penetrating effect. Right? This effect is known as penetrating effect. Now, next property of cathode rays. They cause ionization, right? When cathode rays are passed through any gas, they cause ionization. Ions are produced. Next feature, E/m ratio. Ratio of charge and mass of cathode rays does not depend upon gas which is present in the discharge tube, right? Suppose unknown gas is E2, right? So this ratio of charge by mass does not depend upon the gas which is present in the discharge tube. And what is the charge of electron? And who confirmed the charge of electron? R.A. Millikan by oil experiment droplet. 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19, and unit is coulomb. Okay, unit of charge is coulomb. And mass of electron is equal to 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31, unit is kg. This is very small. Mass of electron. So what is the ratio of this and this value? One constant is divided by another constant, the new constant is obtained. So E/m ratio of cathode ray is equal to 1.76 into 10 raised to the power 11. Right? This is coulomb per kg. And in terms of gram, 1.6 into 10 to the power 8 coulomb per gram. Now children, on the next property of cathode rays, when electric field is applied. Next one, eighth feature, when electric field is applied, they deflect towards which plate of electric field? Positive plate of electric field, right? So what arrangement is required for study of this property? Like this. This is positive plate of applied electric field. And this one is same direction, anti-parallel direction, negative plate of applied electric field, right? And cathode rays always deflect towards positive plate of applied electric field. So this experiment confirmed that cathode rays are negatively charged, right? When magnetic field is applied, they also deflect towards applied magnetic field. So all properties are shown by cathode rays. Okay children? Now on the basis of this experiment, electron is defined as Electron is fundamental particle which carries unit negative charge, and mass of electron is nearly equal to 1/1837 mass of hydrogen atom. Okay children, so this is brief description of this discovery of electron by cathode rays experiment. Now next, fundamental particle of an atom is proton. The symbol of proton P+. The study of anode rays by E. Goldstein. Now same arrangement is required for this anode rays experiment. E. Goldstein used perforated cathode, and directions are just opposite of both electrodes. Just I am showing you different directions. First plate is positively charged, so this plate acts as anode in anode rays experiment. Right? This is connected with this positive terminal of battery. So this is positively charged, which acts as anode. Right? And second, Goldstein used perforated cathode. Perforated means fine pores are present on its surface. So this electrode is known as perforated cathode. Connected with this negative plate of battery, which acts as cathode. Right? Same conditions are required for this study of anode rays. Only slight modification is done in this discharge tube, which is perforated cathode. What happens children when high voltage is applied of same magnitude 10,000 volt, and with the help of this vacuum pump low pressure is produced of same magnitude, which is 10 raised to the power minus 2 atmosphere. Then what happens? Some rays travel from anode. Now this is anode towards cathode, right? And show fluorescence on which screen? Zinc sulfide screen. What is the color of this one? Green, greenish blue, right? This screen glows in which color? Green color. This color depends upon the gas which is taken in the discharge tube. Okay children, so you know, due to this perforated cathode, anode rays appear like canal, right? On account of their appearance like canal, anode rays are also known as canal rays. This is important feature, canal rays. Right children? Just opposite, you know, some opposite properties are shown by anode rays, because source of anode rays is anode plate, which is positively charged. Some features are common. What is common feature? Anode rays also travel in a straight line. Anode rays also travel with fast speed, right? Anode rays deflect towards negative plate of electric field. Second modification around this discharge tube. This is negative plate of electric field, and this is positive plate of electric field. So what is observed? This anode rays deflect towards negative plate of applied electric field. It means, I am writing different property. It means anode rays are positively charged. Okay children. Second, different property, E/M ratio of anode rays depends upon the gas which is taken in this discharge tube. What is the reason? Charge of electron is equal to charge of proton, right? But mass of proton, mass of positive particles. What is the source of positive particles? Positive ions, right children? Positive mass of positive ion is not constant. If hydrogen gas is taken, so what is the mass of positive ion? Mass of hydrogen. If neon gas is taken, then formation of which cation? Na plus. If chlorine is taken, then formation of this one. So this mass is not constant because elements are different, right? So this E by M ratio depends upon the gas which is taken in the discharge tube. This is different property, just opposite property of anode rays, right? Now on the basis of study of properties of anode rays, protons are positively charged particles, anode rays are positively charged rays. So on the basis of this experiment, proton is defined as, proton is fundamental particle of an atom which carries unit positive charge, and mass of proton is equal to mass of hydrogen atom. Okay children, atom is electrically neutral. Total number of electrons should equal to total number of protons, right? Now third credit goes to scientist James Chadwick, discovery of neutral particles. And James Chadwick discovered neutral particles by beryllium foil experiment. He used light elements like beryllium, boron for study of neutral particles. Writing scientific symbol only by Chadwick, right? When beryllium foil, thin foil of beryllium is bombarded, mass of beryllium is 9 and atomic number is 4, by alpha particles. Alpha rays or alpha particles. Then what happens? Then new particles are produced, right? And what are new particles? First of all, I would like to check this equation. This nuclear equation is balanced or not? 4 plus 2, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And 13. Remaining mass is balanced by neutral particle. Okay? Charge balanced and mass is balanced by neutral particle, right? So neutral particles, he termed neutral particles as a neutron. Okay children? In this manner, James Chadwick discovered neutral particles by which experiment? Beryllium foil experiment. Okay? When field is applied, electric field is applied, then neutral particles remain undeflected. This is, suppose this is positive plane of applied field, this is negative plane, no deflection occurs because particles are neutral. So this experiment confirmed that neutrons are neutral particles, right? Now, and mass of neutron is equal to mass of proton. Okay children? Now, how to define this neutron? Neutrons are fundamental particles of atom which carries no charge. And mass of neutron is equal to mass of proton. Of neutron is equal to mass of proton. Okay children, now after discovery of fundamental particles, next content, atomic structure, arrangement of different fundamental particles in atom. So first of all, who made an attempt? J.J. Thomson, which is also known as J.J. Thomson model. He assumed that starting from this atomic structure. Thomson's model only, not J.J. Thomson. Thomson's model. Right? What are important features of Thomson's model? He assumed that whole sphere is positively charged. We assumed that whole sphere is positively charged. And negatively charged particles, means electrons, are embedded in it, like this. 7, 8, 9, 10, same number of electrons, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, right? According to Thomson, that whole sphere is positively charged and negatively charged electrons are embedded in it, right children? Although this model explained neutrality of atom, neutrality, it means atom is neutral, but this model could not explain results of alpha scattering experiment, right, of which scientist Rutherford, right? So this is main drawback, main limitation of Thomson's model. No explanation of results of alpha scattering experiment of Rutherford. Okay, children. Now next is introduced to scientist Rutherford, which is also known as Rutherford's model. And Rutherford's model is based on his alpha scattering experiment. What are important observations and conclusion of each observation of alpha scattering experiment? I am writing important feature, children. Rutherford used gold foil. Gold is flexible, soft metal, noble metal. Gold foil. Foil means thin sheet. Right? Then he bombarded alpha rays, alpha particles through gold foil. Okay, children. And he used circular disc. Circular disc with inner coating of zinc sulfide, because zinc sulfide shows fluorescence. Zinc sulfide is fluorescent material. Okay, children. Now important observations of alpha scattering experiment. First one, this is magnified form of cross section of gold foil. This is a single atom of gold. Okay, children. The first observation of this experiment. Most of the radiations remain undifracted like this. This is showing, each line is showing movement of alpha rays in a straight line. It means no deflection occurs. And this is fluorescent screen. The screen is made by zinc sulfide, ZnS. ZnS, right children? So this is showing undeflected radiations. Right? Few radiations deflected at a small angle like this. This one is a spot, bright spot, showing deflection at a small angle. And very few, miss 1 out of 20,000. Third observation. This is forward, directed arrow is showing movement of ray in this direction and backward in reverse direction. It means bounced back. This one is reversed. Right, children? So three important observations. First one, no deflection occurs. Second, deflection at a small angle. And third one, bounced back. On the basis of this observation, what is concluded? Conclusion of each observation. First one. Conclusion of first observation, no deflection occurs. It means most of the space in atom is empty. Space is empty. Next one. Few radiations deflected at a small angle. Small angle means, alpha particles are positive particles, alpha rays are positive rays. When repulsion occurs between two, it means positive center is present in an atom, right? This observation confirmed that positive center is present within atom. Okay, children? Now, conclusion of third observation. Few radiations bounced back, few, right? This observation confirmed that volume of this positive center is very small. Positive center is very small. Okay, children? So, on the basis of an alpha scattering experiment, on the basis of three observations and three conclusions from each conclusion of each observation, Rutherford atomic structure is given in this manner. Atom consists two parts. First part is nucleus. Okay, children? Now, atomic structure by Rutherford. First is atom consists two, right? And second is extra nuclear. Now, this is possible structure of atom on the basis of Rutherford's experiment. The central part is known as nucleus and circular path around the nucleus as orbit, right? Which is extra nuclear part. Okay, children? According to Rutherford, electron revolve around the nucleus. In which manner? In circular manner.